It's been a day and over 6 hours now. Rescue operations are still underway in Bagalkot, but it looks like hopes of Timmana's survival is slowly fading away. The camera captured the little boy completely covered in mud. His hand has been spotted, but absolutely no movement caught on cam. Remember, little Timmana is stuck at 160 feet and the digging has reached about 80 feet now. The officials believe that it could go on for another 5 to 6 days to reach the little boy. This is the latest footage that they do have of Timmana. Earlier in the day, the visuals that we did see from that camera showed his hand quite clearly. This is the extent of mud that's come on top of him after that incident. After rescue operations began, a lot of debris has fallen on him. What you can faintly see in that camera footage is that his hand is seen popping out there, and of course it looks like you can see till his wrist, and also insects walking around. So that is definitely going to prove to be a problem as well, because what we have to keep in mind is that in Bijapur, little Akshata's body was stuck with all sorts of insects on her, which also meant that she had passed away, is what the officials feared. But at this point, experts did state that at 160 feet, not many termites can make their way down, and not many termites will survive at those depths. But of course, Timmana is still stuck there. It could take 5 days, is what we understand. They did manage to catch his hand, but absolutely no movement as of now. The officials, of course, refusing to state that there is no hope. They are continuing the rescue operations. They will continue through the night, and we understand that initially they stated it will take till tomorrow evening. But looking at how far they have to go deep down, looking at the fact that now they've touched about 80 feet and still have a good distance to go before reaching the little boy, they've stated that it could even take 5 days, because we have to keep in mind that while Timmana is stuck at 160, they need to reach down to 170 and then start digging horizontally, put up a ramp as well so that they can rescue the little boy. And all this, no doubt, will take a lot of time. And meanwhile, the rescue operations continue unabated. These are live visuals from Sulikere in Bagalkot, which is where the incident, of course, has taken place. What you see on your screens is that even right outside that particular mouth of the borewell, they are continuing their work. They seem to be putting one thing after the other. What looks like a thermometer has also been put in, and now, of course, they seem to be ensuring they put down cameras. They're trying to ensure that they can get rid of that debris, which is what they're working at so hard now, is what we understand. On the other side, parallelly, the excavation continues. No matter what, even if they get another way through this particular incident of putting something down the mouth of the borewell and pulling out the little boy, they will continue digging to ensure that in case that is a failure, they do not lose out on time. Time is of the essence here, and the officials realize that very, very much. As you can see there, they seem to be using all sorts of devices. At this point, it is understood that they are trying to somehow pull out all the mud on top of Timmana so he can breathe properly as well. Well, it's been over 24 hours and over 6 hours post that since Timmana fell into the borewell. Rescue operations are on in full swing, but Timmana is yet to be retrieved from the borewell. We give you a lowdown of the rescue operations till now.
8 a.m. Manjay Gowda arrives. This morning, Manjay Gowda, a farmer from Mandya, who has ingeniously devised a tool to retrieve such trapped children, arrives. 9:30 a.m. Manjay Gowda's device gets stuck. Though Manjay Gowda arrives and begins his work, his device gets stuck. However, after minor arrangements, it is lowered further. "10 a.m. Rescue operation by NDRF in full swing.
The NDRF is playing a crucial role in this entire rescue operation. In fact, the team from Bangalore has come in. This is part of the Pune team, which is based out of Bangalore, which has reached here. This is led by Assistant Commandant Mr. Jitesh. Well, Mr. Jitesh, when did you get to know about this incident, and when did you leave Bangalore, and what is your plan of action now?
Now it is we are going to make, actually we located that victim, and it is 150 feet depth on the bore. And while we come here, we started digging. Simultaneously, we started locating, and now we are going to success on. We made a note on his both of his hands, and we are going to monitor what is the status of victim.
So now, how do you plan to go out with this rescue operation? Because the depth is a very, very crucial factor. You are saying it's around 150 feet, and this is the real big challenge for you.
Here we have benefit that we made a note on the hands of victim, and simultaneously we are doing digging also. And here the soil is not so much tough, so that we can do, if we continuously do during day and night, so we can complete it in and within 2 days we can complete digging, I think. And we are using that robot hands also now. While we monitor, if it is possible, we will go for that.
Also, one more major concern is that the boy has not reacted in the past few hours. Any sign of hand movement or any body movement that has been noticed, because we've already lowered down a camera as well.
Yeah, on the last 2 hours, we have not noticed such, any moments during monitoring. But still, we have hopes that have some chances of living conditions.
11:30 a.m. Camera gets stuck. A rope is lowered with a camera attached to it. This is done to get pictures of the boy, but lowering it faces a lot of obstacles, courtesy the rock they encounter while lowering. This happens at a depth of 148 feet down under. Moreover, it is also discovered that falling debris is creating a nuisance as it is covering the trapped Timmanna. 3 p.m. Bhaskar Rao, IGP Northern Range reacts.
ಈಗ ಹಲವಾರು ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು NDRF ಟೀಮ್ ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋದು, ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಂಗ್ಲಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳ ಕೈ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಟೀಮ್ದು, ಮತ್ತು ಮಂಡ್ಯದಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಅವರು ಮುಚ್ಚೇಗೌಡರು, ಮತ್ತು ಪುಣೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ NDRF ಟೀಮ್. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಏನು 15 158ನೇ ಅಡಿ ಹತ್ರ ಮಗು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿರೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಫೀಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋಯಿಂದ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಏನಂದರೆ ಮಗು ತನಕ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ 2 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಹುಕ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇದು ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋವರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಗುಗೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಪುಲ್ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಸುಮಾರು 4 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ತನಕ, ಅದು 160 ಅಡಿಗಿದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ 2 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಚಿಂತನೆ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಇದಂತೂ ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಕಾರ್ಯ.
A super specialty ambulance has been put on standby. Oxygen supply is being supplied continuously so that it facilitates the boy's breathing. Harish Upadhyay, Bagalkot, News 9.
Well, little did Timmanna realize that a jolly fun time to the sugarcane fields would turn out to be his ultimate journey. In this special report, we recreate the sequence that ultimately led to him down in the pit.
It was a Sunday afternoon. 6-year-old Timmanna was playing. As he was playing, his cousin Anand arrived, and as Timmanna saw him, he began pestering him to take him to the sugarcane fields. Though Anand and other relatives tried their best to dissuade him, he stuck to his ground. In fact, even a packet of kurkure was purchased to placate him, but it was of no use. Ultimately, his cousin yielded to his demands and took him to the field. There, Timmanna ran around jovially and tried to show the borewell to his cousin. During this time, Timmanna failed to recognize that the ground beneath the gunny bag was hollow. He stepped on it and immediately fell into it. His cousin Anand even held his hand and tried to rescue him, but it did not yield any positive result. Timmanna just slid further into the borewell. Well, it is indeed sad that the disused or open borewells are not closed. Only if the parents had taken the right step, this tragedy would not have occurred. But we are only talking in hindsight. A News9 report.